Hi, it's Maggie. I'm going to do a synastry chart between Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew. I originally was going to do Prince Andrew's chart, but I've noticed this Capricorn connection, and I remembered that Jeffrey's was Capricorn, so I brought up his chart and decided to do that first. So, yeah, there's a very strong synastry between these two as for friendship and perhaps work also in the sixth house. So, uh, excuse me, just getting over a cold. Prince Prince Andrew is the natal wheel, the blue, and Jeffrey Epstein is in the red, the outer wheel. I don't know, off to a great start. So let me get to it. I'm just going to get right to their Capricorn house. The reason it was so hard for them to break up, which sounds, yeah, break up, because they did have a very, very close friendship. Because Jeffrey Epstein's sun is right on his Venus, and his MC is on his Mars, and his Mercury, all in Capricorn, and Chiron. So Jeffrey Epstein has a whole stellium in Capricorn. I've already done his chart. And Prince Andrew, I keep wanting to call him Prince Philip, but Prince Andrew has his Venus-Mars connection. That's really, really, that's love. That's chemistry. That's chemistry. It would make him very, very sensual. So he has that. And he also has Saturn in Capricorn. So he was born to be regal. Born to be regal. He also has, I'm not reading his chart right now. I'm just going to where the main synastry is in Capricorn. Sun, Venus. He, he, I don't know if he loved him, but he liked him a lot as a friend and as a work partner. Very, very close friendship, and it may have involved joint assets, like loans, because of Mars. Mars is the ruler of Scorpio, and that would be joint assets. So Prince Andrew is a Pisces. Pisces are very, he's a Pisces with Mercury in Pisces. So that could be very sort of nebulous, evasive, secretive, sort of in his own little world. And he has a beautiful chart with a lot of trines going on and sextiles. But again, I'm kind of doing both at once. Yeah, so Jeffrey, Saturn, and Neptune are in the fourth house of Scorpio, in connecting with the prince's chart. And so that was just murkiness that, was brought to the palace, and murkiness and joint assets and the whole Epstein, sex trafficking sleaze that he got. I don't know that he got caught up in. I think they really were close friends. They really were close friends. And the reason he stayed at his house so much and found it hard to break off with the guy, I think, was their Sun-Venus connection. It's almost like he had a magnetic pull towards, and they're both, it's both in, they both have stelliums in Capricorn, but the Sun-Venus is a very, very strong connection. And so the prince has Venus-Mars conjunction, so that's passion, sexuality, and in the in the work, in the workplace, with partners, work and health, and he also has Saturn there, Saturn in Capricorn. So Saturn, um, Jeffrey's Chiron is sitting right on the prince's Saturn. So ultimately, that hurt him. It hurt him, brought him down, into the cesspool of Epstein. So, but there's a certain real naivety. He's naive. He is naive. I do have to say, I watched the interview, and he just, yeah, there's a certain naivety about him, and that's his Mercury, his Mercury in Pisces and Sun in Pisces, and that's in his 8th house of Scorpio. That's Scorpio's house of passion, sexuality, um, and Neptune rather. Pisces really doesn't have boundaries, a lot of boundaries, so he doesn't have a lot of boundaries. So Epstein's Venus and Mars are in his 8th house of sexuality, so that's Epstein providing him, with girls and parties, and they're like best buds, and they were financially entangled too. I would imagine, because, and they communicated and got on quite well, because Venus is sitting right on his planet of communication, Mercury. So in some ways they shared um, joint assets and thinking, and they enjoyed uh, sexuality together. He used to have that nickname Randy Andy. So Epstein was a supplier, and but they were quite good friends. And that's because of this connection, this Capricorn connection. It's interesting that the Duke, rather Prince Andrew, has Venus-Mars conjunction in the 6th house, and Epstein has a Venus-Mars conjunction as well, but his is in the Prince's 8th house. Again, that's Scorpio's house. Sexuality, passion, intrigue, secrets, joint resources. So there's some murkiness with the joint resources, more than likely, because it is in Pisces. And Pisces is, it's just, I don't know, it just seemed like he was just caught up in intrigue and illusion, and really did seem naive, very, very naive. But Pisces can often quite be like that. So the main thing is the Capricorn connection and their 8th house connection. And they both, the Venus Mars, both of them, they're Venus Mars. Natally for the Prince, and in the 8th house for Jeffrey. So Jeffrey's Mars Venus pretty much brought him down, I think, because they were so entangled. And then the North Node, Epstein's North Node, is in the 7th house of Aquarius. So, excuse me, Aquarius is friendship groups. I wouldn't call them humanitarian, but yeah. So anyway, Epstein's North Node is in Aquarius in the 7th house of Prince Andrew. So yeah, that's almost like a fated friendship, or they were almost meant to cross paths, and that's another reason why he wanted to break up in person, which is moving on. Pluto, Epstein's Pluto is in his 1st house of Leo. First of all, he, of course, being a prince, has Leo rising. He also has a 1st house Uranus, so he's very unpredictable, liberated, just does what he wants. Uranus has no restrictions. So Pluto's the ruler of Scorpio, And so Pluto, Epstein's Pluto just really, really screwed up his life. But, you know, it takes two. It takes two. Um, but I do believe he was quite naive. But he does have a very strong Venus Mars. Both of them do. Both of them do. And up in the midheaven, Epstein has his ascendant and Jupiter in Taurus, in his midheaven. So I think that was beneficial for both of them somehow in their career. Let's see. But Epstein's Pluto brought the prince down. You know, Pluto can be endings. It's just Plutonian activities, you know, like the sex trafficking and all of that was affected the royal crown, you know, affected it, actually the whole family. Um, and it did affect the whole family because Epstein's Neptune, his murkiness, you know, it's the ruler of Pisces, so his Neptune and Saturn are in the fourth house of the prince's home. So, you know, he just had to leave the palace. Or I don't know that he left the palace, but yeah, he had to step down from duties. So his Saturn caused restriction, and Neptune just, the tabloids are just happy to field it. That would be Neptunian as well. So, overview, that's about it. Yeah, they were fast friends, and it makes sense now why he would want to stay there because they were connected. They really seemed to like each other. Or maybe I don't know who liked who the most, because they both have Venus. They both, Epstein has Venus on the prince's Venus Mars on the prince's Mercury. So he was a supplier of girl, the supplier. But he also liked him, and they talked a lot. That's communication. But then the prince has Venus Mars on, excuse me, on Jeffrey's sun and MC and Mercury. So I think they really did both really like each other and have a very strong friendship. Otherwise, why would he keep staying there all the time? So they had a very, very strong connection. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.